I find joy in when people have found solutions or products for their homes. It's not just a box of tile or it's not just a can of paint. It's your dreams and your aspirations of what your home will look like. Maybe you have a business, maybe you have a restaurant or a resort. That's something that gives me passion. It's something I find fulfillment in. My name is Lorraine Bello Cinco-Chan. I am the president and CEO of our family business, Wilcon Depot Inc. Over 4 decades ago, a man named William Bello started our family business. Actually, before it was named Wilcon Builder Supply. And it started as a small, humble hardware store, 60 square meters, really small compared to the 10,000 square meters we have right now. And it was really started with just a few people, a couple of his cousins, the son of a friend. And at the time, it was really very difficult to source products for home improvement. And so he saw really an opportunity back then and started to source products locally at first and went abroad to different fairs, to different countries so that he could bring in products that would help the Filipino builder and make it more accessible and reachable by more Filipinos. Then continued to expand when the market grew and grew. And eventually he opened 1 store, another store, 2 stores, 3 stores, until we got into a lot of products. We expanded the categories. We expanded to actually wholesaling because we saw the demand for these products in other places of the Philippines. But more potential was really seen when we saw that our retail shops were really seeing a lot of demand from customers that didn't really want to travel all the way to Manila to source their products. And so we did a lot of innovations. That formula became really successful and we expanded, and we put up a 10,000 square meter store. We opened it in Alabang here in Metro Manila. And that really cemented the home improvement, modern trade retail status of the company. From our small, humble beginnings up to this date, 72 stores nationwide. So I've been exposed to our business from a very young age. That was something that really impressed me at a young age, that dedication to work and getting things done with your own 2 hands. And that sort of entrepreneurial spirit is something that continues to inspire me today to keep moving forward, even with all the challenges that I face or we face as a company. When I was young, I actually wanted to teach. And I actually have an English creative writing degree, and I wanted to be a teacher or a professor. But of course, fate had different plans for me, and I saw the family business as something that I wanted to invest my time, effort, and passion in. And so how I kind of twisted that, or how I kind of pivoted that dream was I really helped develop our learning and development team and initiatives in the company. So I'm still finding my passion in teaching, but it's now in terms of our employees rather than in a school or university. And so that's something that I think worked out really well for me and the business. Managing a larger organization is much, much different from when it's smaller and you know everybody in the business. So when I started in the business about 20 years ago, we pretty much knew everybody and we could do things much faster because we had that connection with each other. But because we're now a network of 72, going 73 stores, it's really difficult to know everybody. I'm not a one-woman army. It's not something that you can do by yourself. And that's what I've learned over the years. It's really about putting in place teams, because we have to have teams to work together and get things done. And so we have to put in place proper infrastructure, proper processes, and proper systems in place so that things work, things happen. We have to look at governance, we have to look at risk, but we also have to look at how we can efficiently do things in that same entrepreneurial spirit as when we started, when we were very small. One of the challenges that I encountered when I first came into the business is being able to quickly take advantage of opportunity, because there was so much opportunity in the market for us. We needed to grow much faster. And so we had to come in with different systems. The Filipino really wanted something modern and something that they could easily and conveniently shop in our stores. And so that's something that I really worked on, of course, with my team to get us to where we are today. My leadership style, I have to say, when it comes to talking to people, I like to kind of hear them out and understand and also get to know them. I'm not really the sort of person to just say, okay, do this, and without looking at the context. So what I've learned, what I've tried to understand is where things come from, where the reasons are coming from, where the habits come from, and find a way to marry into a compromise or a middle ground. So that's something that I want to work on and continue to become as a leader. Understanding, communicating, and also obviously very importantly, listening to the issues and the challenges. And I want to be there as someone who will help them get to their goals and achieve the objectives. Because importantly, we need to look at our strategic objectives as a company. And I need to be that support for my teams and my team leads to become the best that they can be and to achieve all the business objectives that we set out for 2022 and onwards. My father taught me a lot about leadership, about someone who gets things done. And one thing I really admire about him, even though he's in his 70s, he still has a lot of energy and he still sees opportunity. You know, sometimes when we're a little bit older, we want to just relax and sit back. But every time we have conversations, we have meetings, I always get inspired by his hunger and drive to grow. And there's still more that we can do. There's still more that we can grow into. And that's something that continues to inspire me today. Siguro one thing that I can always also say is maparaan siya. And that's something that to this day I look towards finding the way to go beyond whatever it is. Like recently, the pandemic, nobody knew what to do. We just found a way to get through it and thrive. And so that continues to be part of our DNA as a company. And I hope for many, many decades to come.
I always believe that for you to be able to make yourself an important and influential leader in the industry, it's always find ways and opportunities on how to guide, empower those people around me. I try to inspire them and to become the best that they can be also in the way that I try to be the best that I can be. I'm Rosemary Ong. I'm the Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Wilcon Depot. I joined Wilcon in 1984 and I started from the ranks. Then I got involved in many departments, worked my way up, and later I served as purchasing manager where I was assigned in overseeing warehouse, the stocks and logistics. So basically in purchasing, you have to be involved in managing inventory, stock control, and being in the trade, being in retail, it's very important that you know about the inventories. I'm also actually in charge of procuring products, evaluating suppliers, and of course the different services that we offer and negotiate various contracts. Being the Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Wilcon Depot, I set the company goals and is responsible for the overall operations of sales, marketing, and I set direction in several business units, including our Omnichannel, which is our newly developed business unit, which includes also our online engagement with marketplaces and even with exclusive suppliers, online stores as well. I've always aspired success and was always determined to reach my goal. And being a successful professional is one of them. Now, I'm reaping the results of my hard work and of course, my relentless effort to achieve my dream. Ever since I was young naman, I always dream of achieving success in every endeavor that I am into. Though I may not have imagined myself being where I am now, but it is truly an honor leading and seeing through the growth of a huge company such as Wilcon and becoming a notable business leader. May I just have been the byproduct of all of it. It's the sum of all the hard work and all the things that I did. My key influences are my family, especially my parents. My dad introduced me into this industry where I am now, and way back then he was an indentor, and he would serve as a middleman in trade. No, so at that time, diba, there's importation, and then he would do indent. And he's ably supported by my mother, as both of them is responsible in providing stability for the family. I also look up to my mentor, our chairman emeritus, Mr. William Bello, who provided the guidance and inspiration throughout my entire stint here at Wilcon. As we know, the construction industry is male-dominated. It was indeed very challenging for me at the start, no? But through time, I was able to stand out and to prove that I'm capable of doing the job, regardless of gender, no? Because it's really very difficult, no? Especially when you're dealing with, let's say, with externals, no? The customers. For me, I don't see any conflict between a male-dominated environment, for as long as you prove your worth, no? And work collaboratively regardless of gender. In fact, here at Wilcon, we practice gender equality, and it's very diverse, no? And as a result of that, being a female, I worked my way up, no, from managerial position to the company's executive leadership position, regardless of who I am and what I am. It's really up to you. You just have to prove your worth, actually. Well, I believe there's no limitation to the work and skill set to the woman. No? I mean, what women can do, no? Fortunately, I got involved with Wilcon because, it's in retail. It's a service industry. And as you know, women are, we have the edge, no, when it comes to service. We're very service-oriented. And we always practice that nurturing approach. Being recognized as a 2018 International Entrepreneurial Challenge awardee, well, it's extremely an honor and a very important distinction for me. Indeed, it was a humbling experience that my excellence in leadership and in my work was recognized. No? So the recognition served as one of my pinnacle achievements of what I've worked hard for decades, no? Almost 4 decades now at Wilcon. And the prestige of winning this award motivates me to continue to be the best version of myself as an empowered woman and as a business leader. And I continue to empower others as well and influence them to do good.
Foundation was started by my father many years back. And actually, it wasn't a Wilcon Foundation yet. He had established a scholarship for deserving students that were children of employees. And so that was where it really started. He really had a heart to help children, especially those who want to study and don't have as much opportunity for education. And up to this day, we actually still have scholars of those children of employees that really want to learn and that we want to give them a better life for their families. Apart from the scholarships that we provide for children of employees, we also do a lot of disaster relief efforts. We donate to reputable charities or different foundations where we know that we'll reach those that are less fortunate. That's something we continue to pursue as part of our CSR and are wanting to help the community where we are at.
So we have so many projects in the foundation. These efforts really allow us to easily extend our hands to those in need. All of these are very important because these are in line with our commitment to serve the Filipino people in their needs and to give them a better life.
What I like about giving back and helping, especially in terms of education, is it's something that has a very large ripple effect. So when you educate someone, when you give them that gift of education, they're able to take that in and get good jobs and be able to help the economy. They become taxpayers, they become contributing citizens of the nation. And really that comes back to all of us, right? Without a doubt, the pandemic really hit a lot of businesses and also our business. For the first time ever, we had to close stores. That was something that really elicited a lot of fear in our employees. But the way we really conquered it was was just to find ways. As I mentioned earlier, that inspiration from my dad, we have to find ways. We have to do something. We cannot just sit down and take it. And even when we were caught unaware, we gathered together as an ex-com. We sat down, we brainstormed, and first order of the day was to protect our employees. We had to acquire tests. We acquired eventually vaccines. We put in place the safety protocols. So once we had that in place, the safety and the protection, and kind of take away the uncertainty, because we also provided salaries for stores. And very fortunate and very blessed that we became part of that group that were able to open because of our very large store footprint, because of the processes that we put in place and additional services that we provided. We still have the shopping by Viber or Messenger. We had all these initiatives that actually I have customers who talk to me, who tell me about having a really great experience with the virtual shopper. Like they would go around the store and with a phone and show the products. I think those innovations really helped us keep the connection with our customers. And even, of course, we put up our own Omnichannel. We put our own e-commerce site. So we want to be able to connect our online and our offline, because our stores will still be the base for where customers come and see the product. But we also have an avenue for them to take a look at what's available online, and they can make initial decisions, come to the store, talk to us, or even chat online and make that decision to renovate or buy whatever the products that are needed. So I think that was a good formula for us, and it's been working out.
Wilcon progressively navigated and thrived with the new normal setup in order for us to continually serve and meet the needs of our valued customers. So we have increased our online presence. That's one thing that we did in order to connect and widen our reach in all the digital platforms. No, it's really a very engaging, full of experience in terms of user interface. I'm very proud of it because it offers the same experience that we offer in our offline. No? So there's really that personal touch, because diba, we have this perception that if it's digital, it's something that is very impersonal, but we really made it personalized. No? So these are the transformation that we did, no, to create the seamless, frictionless, and connected engagement with our valued customers amid all these challenges, amid the pandemic.
Looking back at how my journey has been with the company in the 2 decades that I've been here, we've been going through many changes towards the way we do things. And I think that's one of the biggest learnings I have, is managing change. And even more with the recent pandemic is accelerated change. And so when you change, you don't just change with how you do things, you change with how you think. And so that touches on culture as well. So when you have a different mindset or shift in change, you have to be able to lead that with the people you're working with. We are all in this together. Take away that fear, take away that misunderstanding. And because this is where we want to go, and let's all, we all have to be on board this change for the new direction, right? For the next 40 years, 50 years of where the company is going. And that's something I think that's been really a big epiphany for me, especially in the last 2 years.
Well, for almost 4 decades of my leadership in Wilcon, first, I've discovered myself. I've always tried to be the better version of myself. I've discovered my own style of leadership. Self-awareness, I guess, is very important. It's so essential. So you need to have an honest view of yourself, of your strengths and weaknesses. We have to know where we soar, where we excel, and where we need a little more help and assistance from others. I also realized that, crises are where leaders often emerge and shine, which is really the test of a great leader. No, this pandemic really tested us. So when you talk about leadership, it's really making tough decisions as we face different challenges along the course. I can say that throughout my career, I have learned that we need to take the high road and lead the example, which is to always do the right thing and do what needs to be done. One of the guiding principles in my professional life is the law of harvest. It is to reap more than you sow. So one act and you reap a habit, so a habit and you reap a character. and sow a character and you reap a destiny. So it simply means that no one can take shortcuts in their work. When we do our work and let time and nature do their thing, only then after a lot of hard work and patience does the harvest come.
As Wilcon, we're looking forward to continuing to grow. We want to keep reaching out to more and more Filipinos all across the Philippines and even across the world. And we believe in Filipino. We believe in hiring more and more employees here in the country and contributing to society, contributing to the economy of the Philippines. And that's something we're very bullish about. Despite challenges, despite the pandemic, despite all the things that have happened, we are here to stay and we're here to grow with the Philippine economy.